bam, bam.
Hello everybody, my name is Zax99 and welcome back to Looking Deeper Into. So as you can tell, I've got a different webcam today, just thought I'd test this one out. But I was flicking back through some of the older Looking Deeper Into episodes and thinking about how the format has changed throughout. Like the early episodes, you just sort of had my face popping up at random intervals throughout the video. In most episodes, you just have me at the start and me at the end, and in the middle it'd just be the footage and information. But in the last video, I didn't even have my face in it at all. So I guess just let me know which format you prefer. Also, this episode is the last episode of Season 2 of Looking Deeper Into. And yeah, that does mean it's taken me since October to make these 5 episodes. But we won't talk about that. Anyway, today's topic is an internet mystery from a little while ago that's basically impossible to make any headway on. So I guess you could look at today's video as just a kind of fact file. Either way, it's very interesting. Let's get into this. In the July of 2016, a very mysterious EP was posted to the boards of 4chan. First off, no, this has nothing to do with the most mysterious song on the internet. That's already been covered enough, I'm sure. Rather, this EP was made by a band that were named, yet no one could find on the internet. I give you Death Metal by Panchiko. Not to be mistaken with Pachinko, the game or the noise rock band. So in the thread, the OP originally says, Hey, I picked this up because it looked interesting. I wasn't able to find any references to it online whatsoever. Even with super obscure band, you might expect to find some an old MySpace page or mention in some forum. Does anyone recognise the album? I half expected it to be noise pop or some vaporwave wankery. Listening to it now, track 1 is like hella lo-fi shoegaze with noise panning back and forth. This isn't some viral marketing bullshit, I'm just curious if anyone can shed some light on it, and I'm slightly excited by the prospect of owning a rare album. Peace. So almost straight away, responses to the post were telling the OP to rip it and upload it to a mega. In response to these, he mentions that it's badly recorded. No joke. So the general consensus from people in the thread is that they enjoy it, but the bit crush is something that's just a bit strange. Many people believe that it adds something, but most people have determined by this juncture that it was unintentional and just due to some old CDR rot. Anyway, from the image that's given, we can assume that this was bought for 49p from an Oxfam charity shop. Due to this alone, a couple of people on the thread supposed that it might have just been some secondary school kids who made an album and it just didn't get anywhere. Due to the age of the disc that we can assume is quite great since the deterioration really is noticeable, it makes sense to assume that it was only burnt onto a couple of CDs, and maybe back at that time the people who made it didn't even have access to a computer with internet. So that seems a pretty decent explanation. But for the fact file element of the video, let's see what else has been comprised. So there are 4 tracks on the EP. These are Death Metal, Stabilizers for Big Boys, Laputa, and The Eyes of Ibad. The full EP can be found on YouTube. On the back of the CD it says that the EP was produced in 2000. It also credits the artists involved. Guitar, vox and sampling are Owain. Guitar, sequencing and sampling and engineering is Andy. Bass programming and FX is Sean. Drums and sequencing is John, and it's engineered and produced by Andy and Owain. You might now be sat here waiting for a bit more information, but that's the thing. There really isn't that much at all. There's plenty of posts about it in Reddit, one of which quotes the description of one of the YouTube videos saying that Death Metal is a very obscure album released in 2000 by the band Panchiko. Nothing is known about its origin, and the only existing information on the internet, including the band's members' names, are all unverified. The album was first posted onto the internet when a user on 4chan made a thread about the album. Since then, nothing else has cropped up relating to this album and its origin, and this particular post I'm looking at was posted in r/Let's Talk Music on the 20th of January 2018. However, on this particular post, not very many people are actually talking about the mystery of panchiko. You will probably be able to find some other posts where the discussion is more orientated on panchiko, but they don't uncover any more information. So yeah, there's a reason that this has been a mystery for so long, and there's a reason that, as I said at the start, headway may never be made. I think the first theories that the people in 4chan came up with are probably the most likely. It's some kind of band that in 2000 only had access to a computer that could burn CDs. Maybe they sold a couple on the streets and one of them ended up in Oxfam, and yeah, that's probably it. Either way, I thought it would be interesting to make a video on this, seeing as no one else seems to have. Anyway guys, that's it for today's video. I'm still trying to be a lot more consistent for the next couple of weeks, so hopefully you can expect a couple more videos, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing about season 3. I'd like to have a big hype trailer, but I would also like to just get it started whilst I have the time, so I don't really know what's happening with that one. Either way, if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a little thumbs up, mate, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.